Imagine walking through the darkest streets of Paris, where every movement of people, every glance, and every tiniest behavior holds a hidden meaning for you. Now imagine a gruesome murder has occurred, and only a brilliant mind can sift through 1,000 clues to uncover the truth. Welcome to the world of Edgar Allan Poe, where logic, keen observation, and a sharp mind triumph over physical force. Hello and welcome. From today, every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, join us as we step-by-step explore the fascinating world of short stories by great writers. Our first stop is Edgar Allan Poe, the unparalleled master of horror and mystery, whose works draw your mind into a world of riddles and dark shadows. Subscribe so we can dive into the story. In Paris, a city where every street and corner held its own stories and secrets, the narrator of the story was familiar with the power of observation and analytical thinking. He often reflected on how the tiniest gestures, glances, and movements of people could reveal hidden secrets, and how a precise mind, with focus and patience, could extract astonishing results from these subtle clues. To him, every person was like a book. If read carefully, their inner secrets could be revealed. Yet most people overlook the important details, only seeing the surface of what was visible. During one of his long, contemplative walks through the dimly lit cobblestone streets of Paris, the narrator came across a half-ruined mansion. Its cracked walls and dust-covered windows had held years of silence and secrets. Something about the dilapidated building captured his mind, as if it contained a story waiting for someone to listen carefully and understand. Around that time, the narrator met a man named Dupin, a calm, mysterious individual with a penetrating mind capable of analyzing and observing the smallest details. At their first encounter, the narrator realized that Dupin saw the world not as a whole, but as a network of subtle signs and relationships. There was something in his gaze that made any observer pause. Every movement, every slight change in expression or tone carried meaning for him. Initially drawn to Dupin out of curiosity, the narrator soon realized that Dupin not only retained information, but also analyzed the connections between details, deriving astonishing conclusions unimaginable to others. Over time, they decided to live together. They connected their rooms and limited their contact with the outside world. This isolation provided an environment in which Dupin could freely cultivate his mind, while the narrator witnessed the marvels of his intellect. Days were spent reading newspapers and books, analyzing urban events, and nights were spent wandering the quiet streets of Paris, observing people's behavior and honing Dupin's mind. The narrator gradually realized that Dupin's method of observing and connecting the tiniest details was a continuous lesson in the art of analysis and reasoning. Being with him sharpened the narrator's perception of the world. Even the smallest things, from the folds of clothing to the tone of an employee's voice, carried significance beyond appearances. One quiet night, with only the soft light of an oil lamp casting shadows on the walls, Dupin was able, just by observing the narrator's subtle movements and behaviors, to guess his thoughts about a stage actor. That moment was the most astonishing mental experience of the narrator's life. His admiration and amazement at Dupin laid the foundation for a deep friendship built on trust and mutual understanding. A friendship that allowed the narrator to cultivate his own mind, witness Dupin's precise reasoning, and realize that analytical thinking could be a powerful tool for understanding human behavior and the world. Their peaceful life was disrupted when news of the gruesome murder of Madame L'Espanaye and her young daughter, Camille, appeared in the newspapers. Madame L'Espanaye was found in the backyard with broken bones and a slit throat, while Camille had tragically suffocated in the chimney. The crime scene was so bizarre and complex that even the police were initially baffled. The room had been locked from the inside, with no easy entrance or exit. Bloody knives, clumps of blood-stained hair, and 2 untouched bags of gold coins made the case even more mysterious. Witnesses claimed to have heard 2 sounds, one a French male voice, the other unintelligible. No one could identify the second language. Initially, an employee named Adolphe Lubon was suspected, as he had delivered the coins the day before, but no evidence linked him to the crime. Dupin, with his extraordinary attention to detail, examined the crime scene and realized that the second sound was not human. He deduced that no robbery had occurred and that the killer must possess extraordinary strength to remove Camille from the chimney. Dupin theorized that the murderer must have been a very strong animal, likely entering through the lightning rod and jumping to a window. Examination of the remaining hair at the scene revealed that the killer was an orangutan. To investigate further, Dupin placed an ad in the newspaper asking anyone who had lost an orangutan to contact him. A sailor responded, explaining that he had brought the animal from Borneo to Paris, but it was difficult to control. Investigations confirmed that the orangutan first attacked the mother and then suffocated Camille, placing her inside the chimney. The witness's second sound had been the sailor and the orangutan. Ultimately, the animal was returned to the sailor. Lubon was clear of suspicion, and a character named G. Riley commented that people should mind their own business. Dupin, with a look of deep understanding, remarked that G was a little too clever to be profound, yet praised his ability to deny what is and explain what is not. This story not only recounts a complex crime, but also narrates the formation of a unique friendship between the narrator and Dupin. A friendship based on meticulous observation, analysis of details, and mutual understanding, allowing the narrator to sharpen his mind and see Paris from a different perspective. After reading The Murders in the Rue Morgue, it becomes clear that the work is not merely a simple crime narrative. Next, we aim to provide a deeper analysis of the story and demonstrate how Edgar Allan Poe, through the creation of Dupin and his unique method, introduced innovative concepts to the detective genre. This analysis focuses on several key points: the power of the mind and precise analysis, the triumph of intellect over physical force, the importance of observing details, the role of first-person narration in guiding the reader through the process of solving the mystery, and the innovations in the detective genre. By examining these aspects, one can see that the story not only narrates a complex criminal puzzle, but also presents a philosophy of the mind prevailing over violence, the poetic beauty of death, and the value of precision and logical reasoning. Moreover, the analysis shows how Poe, by choosing Dupin as a character who is not a professional detective but a genius, invites the reader into an interactive and intelligent experience, laying the groundwork for future detectives and the modern mystery genre.